guys part 2 of surface area and volume of pyramids and cones. I'm going to go through the examples 1 and 3 and have you guys try 2 and 4 on your own. And you'll complete the rest for your assignment tonight. Okay, so volumes I always think are easier, so I'm going to do those first and then the surface areas. So on number 1, remember for the volume, it's the area of the base times the height divided by 3. Area of the base, this is a square pyramid, although it's not labeled. That's what we're working with today. So this is 8 times 8. We need our height. Okay, so we're not given the actual height of the pyramid. But we do have this right triangle relationship. Okay. So we're looking at this guy. Kind of hard to visualize for some people. So I'm going to bring it out here. Some people like to redraw it two-dimensionally. And the slant height is given, which is 16. This portion right here is not 8, it's half of 8. It's going from the center to the edge, so that's going to be 4. And then you can find the height. Okay. So I already worked this out in the calculator, but of course you'll be doing Pythagorean theorem. H squared plus 4 squared equals 16 squared. I got H is equal to, let's see, 15.5. Okay. So for the volume, we're just going to plug that into the formula. The area of the base, remember, put this in a different color. The base is a square, so it's 8 times 8, which is 64. The biggest mistake people will put in just 8 there. This is the area of the base, not 8, it's 64. Okay, times the height, which I just figured out is 15.5. all over 3. Plug this into our calculator, and if I didn't make any errors, I got 330.5 feet squared. Cubed. Remember, cubic units per volume. All right, now for the surface area, remember you're talking about a square plus 4 of these triangles. So you're looking at this face right here. Okay, well, they've given you the base is 8 and the slant height they already gave you is 16. So you're just finding that area. Base is 8, slant height is 16. Okay. And we've got 4 of these. All right. And of course the square, which is 8 by 8. So kind of visualizing that, you don't have to draw that out, but I think it's helpful for a lot of people. Surface area will be found by taking the base, always show your steps, plus 4 triangles, so 4 times 8 times 16 divided by 2. Remember, always show your setup so we don't just think you're plugging it into your calculator or where you're getting it. Okay. So this was 64 for this part, plus 256. I hope there's no errors, guys. I did this quickly. So this is 320 feet squared. Okay. So I'm going to pause this. I'd like you guys to try number 2 since it is very similar. And pause it, check your answer, and then we'll go on to number 3. And here's the answer to number 2. And again, I would pause this, double check that all of your work is correct. Again, you're given the slant height, you have to solve for the height, which I got about 15. Always use your height for the volume and the slant height for your triangles for the surface area. Okay, so double check that those are correct, your height and slant height. That's where people mess up. Okay? All right, pause it as long as you need to. I'm going to go on to number 3 at this point and show you how we work with cones. So I think cones are a little bit easier. It's just kind of plugging into the formula. So again, we only gave you the slant height here, 15. And if it helps you to kind of write what they are, some students like to do that. L is 15. My radius is 11. And my height I need to find. So remember, that's my right triangle right there. So we use Pythagorean theorem again. We do h squared plus 11 squared equals 15 squared. I know you guys know how to do this, so I will check my notes. I got 10.2 for h. Okay. And then we just plug into the formulas that you guys have on your note sheet from part 1. All right, so the volume will be the area of the base, which is pi r squared, times height divided by 3. Okay. So pi times 11 squared times the height, which is 10.2, all over 3. Remember to square 11 first, times 10.2 times pi divided by 3, and I got an answer of 1292.5 feet cubed. Okay. So again, remember you're using the actual height for volume, whereas the surface area, use the formula pi r squared for the base plus pi rl. Again, you don't have to memorize that. That will be given to you. And you just literally need to be able to plug in the right values. So pi times radius squared plus pi times radius times slant height, which is 15. So it's 121 pi plus 165 pi, which I got 286 pi. And if you multiply that out, sorry I ran out of room, I'll write it over here, is 898.5 feet squared. Okay. So again, just knowing these formulas, or not knowing them, but looking them up, those are what you're using for cones. Okay, so I would pause it, try number 4, and I will put the answers up so you guys can check it, and the back side you will continue on for your homework. I hope this was helpful. Again, it's drawing that triangle and knowing the relationship between the slant height and height, and I hope we gave you simple enough problems. We're not really giving you the tough ones. Okay? And here's the answer to number 4 after you are done. And again, double checking for the volume, you're using the height, which is right here. And the slant height is 5, which you had to find using Pythagorean theorem. That's your slant height. Okay. All right, guys, good luck, and bring your questions to our next video chat. I hope this was helpful. See you soon.